What's going on, everybody? Let me tell you, I am extremely happy right now. Because if you don't know, last week I was busting my ass working on my backyard by myself. All physical labor was me. And I finally, pretty much completed the backyard. It's not fully finished, but in today's video, I'm gonna show you all the progress that I made. Like, why not? Let's do it. But before that, let's talk about some new wishlist plants that I have gotten within the past, I would say, couple months up to now, and I just never showed you all. So we got wishlist plants. We got a little backyard tour. Let's have some fun. Let's get into it. So this first plant that I want to show you all, I'm gonna tell you, I was not really checking for this plant until I saw Lauren from Plants and Things. When she showed hers, I knew that I had to have one. I just so happened to be shopping on Etsy, and I saw one for a really good price. So I went to go pick one up. Let me show you. We have the Philodendron majestic. Check it out. So we have a couple of things to discuss with this one. Obviously it's small, but check out this leaf. Something is going on with this leaf. And from what it looks like to me, it seems as if there's some type of a nutrient deficiency. And when I read up on it, I read that, so if you don't know, this is a hybrid. The majestic is a cross between the soderoid and the varicosum. So I heard that the soderoid often has some type of deficiency where it's like missing calcium and magnesium, and that's when you get this leaf deficient look or whatnot. And mind you, if you do have any information on this, definitely leave a comment, because that will help me out or help probably somebody else out too. But what I did was I just threw the plant some Epsom salt, and the new leaves seem to come out perfectly fine. You see all the silver sheen on it, got the nice red back. So I think that solved the issue for me, but we're gonna keep an eye on it. It's a lot to look forward to when it comes to this majestic right here. But yeah, that's my first plant. And I did get this a couple months ago. I think that I had it tucked away and I never end up putting it in any of the videos, but I got a majestic and I'm excited about it. Thank you, Lauren, because you definitely inspired me to get one of these. Hey, do y'all want to see something bizarre? Okay, hold on. So I was driving around town and I stopped at this little nursery. I went in there and I saw a plant that was so unique, so different, and I just knew I had to have it. So let me ask y'all, do you all watch Laura Eubanks? I'm just like a big fan of the YouTube channel Laura Eubanks. She is like a landscape designer out here in Southern California, and she specializes in like succulents and cacti, and her channel is just off the hook. She gives me so many good ideas, and just shout out to Laura Eubanks. But in one of her recent videos, she showed this one plant that looks similar to the one that I'm about to show you all. And it was just so cool that I purchased this plant, and then a couple days later, I'm looking at her channel and she has one that looks very similar to the one I got. So hold on, let me show y'all. Look at this. Check this out. Can y'all see it? This is some type of a crested euphorbia. So it is a succulent, and I'm gonna keep it outdoors. But it's a euphorbia, so I take it that I could, well, just like almost, most cactus, I could keep it indoors if I wanted to, but this is going in my backyard. Look how crazy that is. And it is stands about 3 feet tall. And I believe the species, the guy at the nursery, he did not know the species name. He just said, hey, they call it tree euphorbia. So I kind of looked that up, and I think it's a euphorbia lambii. And this is a crest from the euphorbia lambii. So this is very bizarre, very cool. It has like, it looks like a little mohawk. And I'm just interested in seeing what it's gonna turn into, because where does it go from here? It's just like a big crest. Is it gonna like branch out and do something else? Like, who knows? But if you are interested, I'll keep you updated. So this is my little crested euphorbia here. So not too long ago, Etsy was having some type of a sale. I mean, it was going up on Etsy. It was a lot of rare plants for really good prices, and it was like a lot of them had free shipping. So this next plant I'm gonna show you is actually a hybrid, and I was excited to get it because this, this plant was on my wish list. Not exactly this plant in particular, but let me show you. Let me explain to you. I always wanted an Esmeraldense. I always wanted a Philodendron patriciae. So this plant that I got is a hybrid of those two. So I have a Philodendron Esmeraldense crossed with patriciae. Check it out. So hey, I've never had either of the parent plants. Like, I never had an Esmeraldense, I never had a patriciae, but I take it that being that they're crossed together, this plant is gonna be a lot more interesting, you know? So hopefully it gets really long like the patriciae, but then it gets wide and sturdy like the Esmeraldense. So the reason why I'm holding two of them is because I propagated it already. I got this not too long ago. This is the mother plant here. So the mother plant was pretty big for the price that I got it, and it just had crazy aerial roots. So I decided to cut it, and now I have 3 of them, and they're already rooted up. You can kind of see some roots off in this one, and this is the top cut. And there's actually some roots down there in this mid cut. So I'm excited that I have this. You know me, I think hybrids are cool, and hopefully it's a lot easier to care for, because I heard that, or I read that, the Philodendron patriciae likes a lot of humidity, and I don't know any information on the Esmeraldense, but being that they're crossed together, maybe it has some of that hybrid vigor, and I'm excited to see what these turn out to be, you know? So this is my Esmeraldense crossed with patriciae. Take you in there. So before I show y'all the last plant on the wish list plants that I got, let me show y'all this backyard. So I'm gonna give you a clip of before, and then after that, I'll show you the after and give you a little tour. Okay, so here's my front yard, and I'll show you what I'm working on when it comes to redoing this backyard. So I am removing all of the grass. So today we made some pretty good progress. Okay, so everything is not complete, but I'm finished with the groundscaping, so I'd rather show y'all the reveal now. Okay, starting right here. I like this little tree right here. It puts out like a big purple flower and the leaves are hairy. Not sure about the name of it. So I decided to go with trees inside of the pots because I don't want these trees to be all tall in the sky like those. I'd rather for them to top out around 8 feet. So one thing that's important for me to say is I designed everything and put everything down. And I kept in mind that I wanted everything to be temporary or easily changed. So when it comes to this property, I purchased it. I don't know if I'm going to, in the future, rent it out to a family. I don't know if I'm going to turn it into an Airbnb. Who knows what I'm going to do with this property. So keeping that in mind, I put trees inside of pots. Everything that you see on the ground, I can easily remove that, change it up, So that's the reason why I made some of the choices that I made. And if you already know me by now, I like to change up the style of things, just depending on how I feel. And I felt like the way I did this, I can easily do that. Birds of paradise. We have this plumeria. Check out the bloom on that. We have a palm, another plumeria. And this Australian bottleneck tree here. So I decided to go ahead and reveal now because if you can see that plantain, this plantain, this one, and this one, that's gonna take me a couple months to fill those with soil and plant those up. So right now I'm just staging the plants where I feel like I may wanna plant them in, and I'll just leave them there until I fill those up with soil and I complete this whole job. But overall, like I said, all the groundscaping is complete, and I'll just be getting a lot more trees to fill up this space. Oh, let me take you in on this euphorbia. I think that's a highlight of this side yard right here. I'm really feeling that one. While we here, let's go take a look at the rest of the backyard. So as you can see, everything grew in like crazy. Check out this Schefflera. This is my favorite tree in my backyard, this Schefflera here. And I feel like this Schefflera is gonna be above that fence by the end of the year. And we got this huge bird of paradise that's gonna break through eventually. If you look at my last video from the backyard tour, this tree had 0 leaves on it just about, and it has definitely now created a good little canopy so that I could plant some of the tropicals underneath. This Philodendron, Tomatophyllum saloon. We got some ficus and syngoniums down here. And this saloon is providing shade to a couple of these philodendron. This is a green emerald here. And what is this? This is a pink princess. And that is a ficus shivriana and a tanika. Of course, the ficus elastica is doing great here. And you have these two, what do you call these? Hibiscus above it. Check out these big alocasia here. Those are coming in nice. the sedum donkey tail. So I had this this begonia luxurians indoors. I decided to bring it back outdoors, and it's doing just fine. It's catching a lot of sun. It's almost in, you know, full sun most of the day, but it's still doing fine. We have another Schefflera. Beneath that is what is a string of watermelons. These are looking pretty good. The Crotons, and then we had a greenhouse over there. So I'll do a tour of the greenhouse in another video, but I just wanted to pretty much show y'all the progress of my backyard when it comes to, you know, the whole tropical vibe of it. And like I said, I did all of this work while I was sick, so I'm kind of impressed that, you know, I did all of this. So the last plant on my list has been on my wish list for a long time, but it was just like the prices were just so astronomical. It was considered to be like a really rare plant at the time, so I never got around to getting one. But now it has been tissue cultured, so a lot of nurseries have them now, and they're selling for a good price. So none other than Philodendron euphorbia. Yes, I got a baby euphorbia, and I'm gonna tell you, this plant is very different than what I had in mind. The leaves are kind of thick and succulent-like compared to what I thought. You know, because when I had this, you know, when you think about the euphorbia, for me, I think about the Philodendron 69686. This is actually a lot different, and I'm happy about that, because I was always hesitant on buying this one because I felt like the Philodendron 69686 is just as good, probably even better. But I think this one is actually bringing something different. It has it's a different texture on it compared to the Philodendron 69686. Matter of fact, here's the Philodendron 69686. Here, obviously it's a lot more mature than this one, but it is definitely some differences there. So like I said, they have tissue cultured this Philodendron euphorbia, and I would not pay a lot for euphorbia now, being that it has been tissue cultured. So I paid roughly around $100 for this. I think like 115 maybe. And I'll tell you this, it ships well. Like if you're gonna buy one of these, it does ship very well, especially if you get a smaller one like this. And it seems to be very hardy. And that leads me to the point that if it's tissue culture and it's hardy and it ships well, you might see Philodendron euphorbia in the big box stores after a while. You know, it could be next year or what have you, but I feel like you'll start seeing, I feel like this plant is gonna, you know, be out there, because I'm starting to realize that this plant is easy to grow. You know, as soon as it got here, start pushing out this new leaf here. You know, so I feel like it might be a fast grower, easy grower, and that's all the makings for a plant that will soon be in big box stores. So I would not spend a lot of money on one of these. That's just my opinion. So that is it. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, hey, let's shake all the negativity. Stay happy, stay joyous. You're in control. You have to control whatever it is that's going on in your life so you can remain in good spirits. So I am out until next time, Arrow District.